All right. Good morning, and thank you for coming to the presentation. My name is Robert Buhler, and I'm the CEO of BookGlow.com. Over the past few years, the book industry has made a radical change. They've gone from printing books to digital copies. Just like the music industry going from tape to CD to MP3, the book industry has gone from paperback to ebooks. Now, instead of cracking open your favorite paperback book, you would read that same book on Amazon Kindle or Sony e-reader. The problem with the e-reading industry today is, first, there is no option to rent ebooks. Every single ebook you want to read, you must purchase from a website or find a free ebook, which are usually books that are outdated and have lost their copyright. The second problem with the e-reading industry today is the high cost of e-readers. One of the barriers to entry for people who would like to read ebooks is the high cost of e-readers. E-readers range from $250 all the way up to $600. These high costs often forbid people from using and reading ebooks. E-reading was supposed to be the inexpensive solution to reading. But with the high cost of e-readers and having to pay for every single ebook, this is rarely the case. With all these problems that I've mentioned today, I'm here to present a solution. That solution is a revolutionary website called BookGlow.com. BookGlow.com is the first and only ebook rental website. BookGlow.com solves all the problems I've previously mentioned today by first offering thousands of rentable ebooks for one low price per month. Now just imagine having a virtual library at your fingertips. Now it is no longer necessary to purchase every single ebook you want to read. With BookGlow.com, you'll have access to thousands of rentable ebooks for the same price as purchasing one ebook at Amazon.com. BookGlow.com also looks to lower the barrier to entry for people who would like to use ebooks but cannot due to the high cost of e-readers by offering a free basic e-reader. Now it is no longer necessary to pay the high cost of e-readers and for every single ebook. BookGlow.com reduces and consolidates the cost of reading to one low price per month. That is the BookGlow.com solution. BookGlow.com has a relatively simple business model. First, our proprietary digital rights management software facilitates the rental of ebooks. Every ebook at BookGlow.com comes with a 30-day digital timestamp. Once that 30 days is up, the book is returned or deleted off the hardware. The digital rights management software also allows for a person who completes the book early to return it and download another book. The digital rights management software also prevents any sort of copying or legal transfer to a third party. BookGlow.com makes its money by offering a monthly subscription service. There are 4 types of subscriptions. The first type of subscription is the basic subscription, which costs $9.99 a month. This allows customers access to thousands of rentable ebooks. This subscription is designed for people who already own an e-reader and would like to have access to the website. The second type of subscription, the preferred subscription, costs $14.99 a month and gives the customer access to thousands of rentable ebooks plus a free or discounted e-reader. This is similar to when one purchases a new cell phone. When you sign a 1-year service contract with AT&T, you're offered a free basic cellular phone. If you'd like to upgrade to a nicer one, you may do so at a higher cost. BookGlow.com works the exact same way. When you sign a 1-year service contract with the preferred membership, you are offered a free basic e-reader. If you'd like to upgrade to a nicer name brand e-reader like the Amazon Kindle or Sony e-reader, you may do so at a discounted rate. We also have the premium subscription, which costs $19.99 a month. This offers the customer access to thousands of rentable ebooks, but unlike the preferred subscription, where you can only download one ebook at a time, you're able to access 3 ebooks at a time, plus a free or discounted e-reader. And finally, we have the retention rate. This is targeted for people who have been with a premium and preferred subscription for more than 1 year. We hope to retain these customers by offering them the ability to download 3 ebooks at a time for only $12.99 a month. BookGlow.com will be entering into one of the most competitive industries in the world. To remain competitive in this environment, we will implement the following strategies. First, we will be open to all e-readers. It doesn't matter if you have an Amazon Kindle, a Sony e-reader, a basic e-reader, or a mobile phone. Your e-reader will be compatible with our website. Also, we promise customers a comprehensive library at a ratio of 3 ebooks for every 1 customer. Another thing that I've already previously mentioned is BookGlow.com will offer a free or basic e-reader, free or discounted e-reader. This is a great competitive advantage. Currently, all the major players in the e-reading industry sell their form of the e-reader, like the Amazon Kindle or Sony e-reader, and make all their money off that. They rarely make any money off the ebooks they sell. By reversing the business model, by giving the e-reader away for free and making all the money on the ebooks, this gives us a distinct competitive advantage in the marketplace. BookGlow.com also has another great competitive advantage. For the same price as purchasing 1 ebook at Amazon.com, you can purchase a 1-month subscription to BookGlow.com and have access to thousands of rentable ebooks. So it's your choice. Would you rather have 1 ebook or access to thousands of rentable ebooks? BookGlow.com also looks to have a great social networking tools on our website, like ebook clubs and comment boards. We hope these networking tools will enhance the overall experience of our website. Also, BookGlow.com looks to enter into exclusive book right deals with major book publishers. So when a new book is released, the only place to find that rentable copy is at BookGlow.com. And finally, our proprietary digital rights management software we feel will be a great competitive advantage. We hope that our digital rights management software will make the process of renting an ebook an easy and simple one. The great thing about the e-reading industry today is it is exploding. According to Forrester Research, by the end of 2010, over 10 million people will own an e-reader, and the number keeps on getting bigger from here. By the end of 2014, according to Credit Suisse, over 32 million people will own an e-reader. BookGlow.com looks to service this exploding market with a new product, the rentable ebook. The BookGlow.com has two primary target markets. The first target market is people aged 18 to 35. According to a recent Mintel report, 36% of people aged 18 to 35 had a desire to purchase an e-reader, but had not yet done so. This amounts to over 25 million people in the United States of America. We hope to target people who have a household income between $30,000 and $49,000, live in the United States, have an internet connection, and are avid readers. We feel with our advertising budget, we can reach 0.027% of this market, or just over 70,000 people. Our secondary market is the people predicted by Forrester Research that will own an e-reader by the end of 2010. This amounts to over 10 million people. This will make up our basic subscription model. These people already own an e-reader and are looking for sources of e-books. These people live in the United States, have an internet connection, and are avid readers. We feel with our advertising budget, we can reach 0.037% of this market, or just over 37,000 people. To achieve this type of growth, BookGlow.com will have to implement the following things. First, we'll have to achieve an aggressive marketing plan. I will describe my marketing and advertising campaign a little bit later on in the presentation. We'll also have to have an aggressive PR plan. We'll have to use newspapers, radio, television, and the internet to tell the BookGlow.com story. And finally, we hope to enter into a cross-promotional campaign with a major e-reader manufacturer. This is how the cross-promotional campaign works. When a major e-reader manufacturer makes the e-reader, inside the box they will place a coupon for a 1-month subscription to BookGlow.com. This will benefit both parties by first benefiting the e-reader manufacturer by giving their customers access to thousands of rentable books for free for the first month, and it'll benefit us by introducing their customers to our website. But when deciding on how to allocate the advertising budget, I decided to look at a similar business model. That similar business model is Netflix.com. When Netflix first started out, they allocated most of their advertising budget to pay-per-click advertising. I've decided to do the same thing by allocating 43% of my advertising budget to pay-per-click advertising. I've also decided to allocate 20% of my advertising budget to social networking advertisements, also advertise on the television and radio. Netflix also sets aside 20% of their revenues for advertising. I will do the same thing at BookGlow.com. This amounts to about $30 a customer. We hope that for every $30 we spend, we will gain one new customer. To reach our target market, we hope to have a powerful marketing message. That powerful message is, you don't need a flashy e-reader to enjoy reading. You don't need an Amazon Kindle or a Sony e-reader to enjoy the latest Dan Brown novel. I promise you, A Tale of Two Cities is just as interesting on a basic e-reader as it is on a Sony e-reader. We want to convey the message that when people join BookGlow.com, they're joining because they are true readers. They don't care about the flashy e-reader, they care about the books and the content. BookGlow.com will live up to that message by providing an expansive library for one low price per month. Over the next few years, BookGlow.com will distribute about 1,000 e-readers a month. To meet this demand, we will have to hire a competent warehouse manager as well as warehouse staff. We've decided to use the United States Postal Service as a way to ship our e-readers. According to the website, a flat-rate box, which our e-reader fits into, ships for $4.95 anywhere across the United States of America. In years 3 and 4, to keep up with demand, we'll have to hire more warehouse employees as well as staff. BookGlow.com looks to have an excellent customer service experience. To do so, we've decided to keep our customer service in-house. We figured that 10% of all of our customers each month will call in with a problem or a complaint. To meet these problems and complaints, we will have to hire enough customer service employees. We figure each customer service employee can handle 4 calls or emails per hour. In the business plan, I have allocated enough people to meet this demand. The great thing about BookGlow.com is also we offer a 1-year, no questions asked return policy on our e-reader. So if the e-reader begins to malfunction, please send it back to us. We'll pay the shipping, and we'll send you a brand new e-reader for free. We figure that 10% of our e-readers will malfunction each year, and we'll need to have them returned. BookGlow.com looks to have a retention rate of at least 50%. We know this number is low. We feel we can hit this and go even higher by implementing the following things. First, having a strong customer service team. We feel that we will have enough customer service employees to meet all the problems and demands of our customers, as well as our no questions asked return policy in the e-reader. We hope we will be able to build brand loyalty with BookGlow.com. Also, we hope with our retention rate of offering our premium preferred customers that once they have been a member of BookGlow.com for more than 1 year, we will offer them the rate of $12.99 for 3 ebooks a month. We hope this rate will keep them around for many more months to come. And finally, our outstanding product service offering. We feel that by offering a free e-reader and rentable ebooks, we hope people will stay at BookGlow.com. As mentioned before, BookGlow.com will be entering into one of the most competitive environments in the world. The e-reading environment is currently dominated by Amazon.com. They currently hold 60% of the market share. They will soon be followed by Apple with their release of the iPad and iBook Store. And recently at the Consumer Electronics Show, 7 new companies launched their form of the e-reader. These companies range from Plastic Logic to Samsung. Each of these companies is vying for competitive space in this marketplace. As you can see here, BookGlow.com has a relatively simple management structure. I, Robert Buhler, am the CEO, I'm in the center, and I'm advised by 3 board of advisors. The first board of advisors, William Nixon, is the current CEO and chairman of Policy Impact Communications, one of the most powerful lobbying communications firms in the United States. Mr. Nixon currently has strong ties in the book publishing industry, as well as launched many successful management and PR plans for Fortune 500 companies. With Mr. Nixon's advisement, we hope to build strong ties within the book publishing industry, as well as receive advice on how to launch an aggressive PR and marketing campaign. Mr. Tom Andrus is the former senior vice president at MySpace.com for product. He is currently at Redpoint Ventures, one of the largest venture capital firms in the United States of America. Mr. Andrus is currently help me hire and fill my management team that you see up here is blank. Mr. Andrus is also be advising me on investment options. And finally, we have Benjamin May. Benjamin May is the lead corporate counsel at Policy Impact Communications. This seasoned lawyer will be advising us on all of BookGlow.com's legal matters. BookGlow.com is currently seeking a $1.1 million investment. As you can see here, in the first year, we'll be using most of that investment for advertising and marketing, followed by ebooks, e-readers, and salaries. We feel over the next 3 years, we can have a profit of net income of over $3 million. As you can see, in the first year, we do have a negative net income of about $500,000, but we hope to turn that around in years 2, 3, and 4 and have a positive net income of $3 million. We also remain cash flow positive every single year. Currently, BookGlow.com is valued over a little over $9,200,000. To get this number, I used a 40% discount rate as well as a 30% growth rate after year 4. The great thing about BookGlow.com is the scalability. We are currently only targeting 0.02% of the target market. We feel once we prove our business plan, we can go after more funding and go after more of the lion's share of the target market. And the great thing about the business plan I have written is it is able to scale up to a larger size. We hope in the next 4 to 5 years to be acquired by one of these companies as an exit strategy. We've chosen Amazon.com because first, we'll be building our entire website on their cloud. So if they ever decide to acquire us, it'll be a simple and easy transition. Also, due to our disruptive nature of BookGlow.com, we feel that Amazon will acquire us within the next 4 to 5 years. We've also targeted Plastic Logic. These are one of the companies that have recently entered into the e-reading game. They were one of the people I mentioned that launched their product at the Consumer Electronics Show. These people needed a competitive advantage, and we feel that BookGlow.com could be that competitive advantage. I thank you for your time and look forward to your questions. Thank you.
May I ask you what research you have? By the way, a great presentation.
Thank you.
Even better in person than it is on paper. And you changed some things since the paper.
I did. Yeah, it's evolved, yeah.
Some really nice improvements.
Thank you.
First, I'd like to suggest that the person you need to get on your board of advisors is Reed Hastings.
Okay, yeah.
Who is the founder and CEO of Netflix, who I think could, in 1 minute, give you so much information. But the question in my mind has been, as I've talked to people, just asked them questions, other than textbooks, most people don't like to get rid of their books that I talk with. Do you have any research to indicate that people like to to receive books that they essentially get rid of?
Well, the interesting about the e-reading device is once you purchase a book, right, it remains stuck on there. You can't transfer it to your friend, neighbor, or donate it back to your local library like you can with a paperback, right? Okay. So once you're done reading that book, unless you want to read it again, it almost becomes virtually worthless. So it's very much different than a paperback book, but I don't have any conclusive research as far as how many people want to keep a thing, as far as keep an e-book on their e-reader. I'd love to get back to you on that a little bit later as far as finding that research. Please.
Unless I missed it in the written proposal in here, I didn't see your strategy or plan of attack for dealing with the publishers who might very well say, what, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
You want me to do what? And how is that going to cannibalize my sale of books? What's your strategy? What's your approach? How are you going to secure rights from them to do this? And then my second part of the question relates back to what was just said, which is the success of Netflix and the success of Amazon has nothing to do with their content and how many books they have. It has to do with their algorithms. Mm-hmm. So your IT strategy, your technology strategy has got to be huge. Talk to us about those two things.
Well, there's two economic models for this. I mean, first, you can go to the book publishers and say, hey, we'd like to cut a deal with you. You know, you allow us to rent your ebooks, and we'll give you, pay you full price for the ebooks as well as give you a revenue sharing model on top of that. That's one way of approaching that. And we're hoping that with the connection with one of my board advisors, William Nixon, he has great contacts within the book publishing industry. We're hoping to lock that up soon. The second option is under the fair use doctrine and the copyright law. First use doctrine under copyright law. Anything you own, you are able to rent. Now with software, it's a little bit different because you have end user license agreements. With ebooks, legally, if I started buying ebooks, I could rent them out. So that's another option to do. You don't need the book publisher's permission. It's a little more dicey. You'll probably get sued. You could probably win the suit, but still it's a little more dicey that way. We're hoping to take the first economic route first. But second, there's always that option of using the first use doctrine. And to speak to your IT question, we're hoping, I'm working a lot with Mr. Tom Andrus, who's been great as far as managing internet companies, manage MySpace. He's hoping to lock me up with some great chief technologies officers in the future and go from there. Thanks.
I think that's the big piece on this presentation is the true IP of it, right? It's too easy for Amazon to do it themselves, right? Because they already have the relationships with the publishers, and
yep.
They already have an e-reader. The cost curve and the price curve of e-readers are going to be dropping. And if you take a look at the second cycle of e-readers, they're not going to be e-readers anymore, right? They're going to be multi-touch point LCDs. You're going to be able to put multiple pages on. You'll be able to use cloud technology and pull fractions of data out of one page, put it on a workspace, take another one from another workspace. Yeah. So you guys see the evolution of where the technologies are going.
Yeah.
And if you don't take that into consideration, then what you'll find is you'll have a difficult time like Netflix is doing today, which is how do I make this happen where I'm balancing assets and resources, inventory on a server, not inventory in a warehouse, but still managing inventory, and how do I balance that inventory on the demand of my consumers? Right?
That's great, yeah.
So to the point here is the textbook business. If you wanted to give this a try, I'd do this at the university level. I'd offer rented textbooks that you already know has a very distinct semester starts here and it ends here. Your supply chain can be really recognized and transparent, and you can manage your cash flow better that way, right?
Yeah.
That might be a good way because the evolution of how e-readers will be used in universities will probably lag than early adopters, the people of pre-chasm, right? So, maybe the segmentation needs to be much more distinct rather than 18 to 34. The demographics might be about right, but look at the pool of margin of that consumer, how they spend their money on entertainment. You'll find that they spend a little money on cable TV, they spend their money on going out to eat, and then what you're doing is adding another fraction to that and saying, are they going to additionally spend more, or are they going to take something else off the plate, right? Yeah. When you look at that, then you'll get a better segmentation sensitivity.
Great.
All right?
Thanks. Thank you for the advice. Appreciate it.
Technology perspective, you left a very large piece out, which is coming from the technology world. I want to know who did your DRM model, and how will you use the cloud or create your own cloud? Because that could run into very serious money and time to finish the project. Talk to me about the algorithms and talk to me about how would you do cloud computing?
Well, currently we're going to use Amazon.com's cloud. And
But you got to have your own servers. You can't use their servers to download your books on them, right?
well, I mean,
A cloud
yeah.
is nothing but a storage device
Right.
that people share.
right.
And so you're going to share your competitors' servers to take customers away from them.
Right.
I'm just trying to understand.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah.
Why would,
And you okay with that?
Yeah.
I don't
I'm
think
okay
they're
with
gonna
that,
be
yeah.
okay
No,
with
I'm
that.
asking him.
I'm okay with that. Yes. But that was
They'll
a
just tell you
suggestion.
no.
Okay.
The point is, have you thought about a technology roadmap that gets you, it's not billions, but it's lots of money, of having your own server, having your own cloud? Because what you're basically doing is, you want to borrow somebody else's gun so you can put a bullet in their head.
Yeah.
Usually people don't like that. Maybe
Right,
you'll find
yeah.
somebody who likes that.
Yeah.
So you may want to think about how do you go about creating, it doesn't have to be a cloud the size of Google, but you need to have some sort of a strategy. 20 people want to download the books the same way. How many terabytes, where, what's your bandwidth, those kinds of things, I think are a very large part of your business plan and ought to be explained a little bit better.
Which is the IT question, right?
Definitely.
So you wouldn't want to go with Amazon, so you already know, or you don't know, but if the major service providers in the US, and this actually happens globally, right? So they have managed services. So managed services either at the application level or managed services which they're going to be providing private or VPN private
Absolutely.
cloud level. So you might want to have a relationship with AT&T in
Exactly.
the US,
Exactly.
right? Of which their servers are empty on these kind of things versus going to a competitor who's going to just squeeze you on the negotiations versus someone who's going to be a friendly
Yeah.
vendor to you, right? So,
Yeah.
that technology question and then the cloud question aligns to the application, the operation of, pick your partners and understand the
Yeah.
margin pool for an Amazon is going to be different for an AT&T, and an AT&T will be much more friendlier.
Yeah.
Now, they won't have the infrastructure, but then you guys can co-create it together,
Yeah.
right? So then you take some risk off your business,
Yeah.
right?
And that's a great point. I really appreciate you bringing that up. That's a really good thing I need to look into. Thank you.
So on a different topic, I applaud you for achieving quite a bit of stuff that's one of my favorite in business is customer intimacy.
Great. Thank you.
Right? So you very high in terms of offering very in-your-face value that, hey, I'll take anything back and whatnot. But your numbers only support 10%, which is what you say is the assumption.
Correct.
But I think we all know this in the industry. Most of the people who actually use the technology has nothing to do with the malfunction.
Yeah.
It's the user interface. I could not know how to turn it on, right? So
Yeah.
can you comment a little bit about what is it that you think you will gain by being such a generous policy? Does your number really kind of support that? Does it really achieve the level you need from the other operation efficiency discipline?
Yeah, that's a great question. One of the keys to success in this is retention rate. I've lowballed it by 50%. We hope to have much higher, and we hope that by offering outstanding customer service. One of the things that makes Netflix great is when you can cancel their subscription so easily. Within 2 minutes you're out of Netflix. And that actually works to their benefit. Because when they send you an email 2 weeks later saying, hey, will you join us again? People are more apt to do so because they love their customer service, right? We hope at BookGlow.com we'll have the exact same thing. So if people had a malfunctioning e-reader or something went wrong, they could send it back to us. Of course, it might hurt us in the short run, but in the long run, when we go out there in perspective, try to get them again, hopefully it'll be a much easier pathway.
Do you have another way to monetize? What I worry about is when I think about Netflix has gone, I think they have about 8 or 9 million members now.
Yeah, about 10, but yeah.
And Leslie Kilgore, who's their chief marketing officer, is brilliant. And I worry about you going up against that kind of thing. I don't know what you bring that would give you anything other than a fast moving through your $1 million. What do you think would be your competitive advantage if this turns out to be a good idea and Netflix goes after it? You're going to be in a bad spot. So have you thought about going to Netflix and saying, let's talk about this.
Well,
Let's talk about a deal.
Well, actually, Tom Andrus, he works at Red Point Ventures. They're one of the people that put Netflix on the map. I'm supposed to have a meeting with them next week, meet with the Netflix executives to talk about this idea.
Great.
So I haven't, told about this idea or anything like that as of yet. But, that's a great thing to think about. And as I have that meeting next week with them, that'd be a fantastic thing to bring up. Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Meeting.
Yeah.